On today's Try to Finish Something, I had a great suggestion from a viewer. They had said, why don't you try doing a build using only items you have on hand? No Amazon purchases, no buying extra things, no spending more money. This sounds like a suggestion my wife would have made, but it's not. But I really like the idea, and I'm going to make it even harder. I'm going to give myself a time limit. So a time limit and items only on hand. And here's why. Because the story that I'm going to stick with in my imagination, as I said, I like to have stories behind things I do. So here's the story behind today's build. I get a call from Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. They need a prop for a scene they're going to shoot in 2.5 hours. They need a Gonk Droid on set, and it's up to me to get it done. Of course, none of this really happened, but God, wouldn't that be cool? So on today's Try to Finish Something, I've got a Gonk Droid to build. I've got to do it with items I only have on hand, and I've only got 2.5 hours from start to finish. And I hope that's enough time. Regardless, at 2.5 hours, even if I'm not done, I'm done. And that's what I'm going to do on today's Try to Finish Something. I'm going to spend just a few minutes getting some Gonk inspiration on a Google image search. I like the angle this one is standing at, and I like the rust in the age. Remember, I have a storyline that I'm supposed to follow. It's a Mandalorian-inspired after the fall of the Empire, and ooh, I like this blue one. And I like this red one. I like the rust at the base of this one. Remember, my Gonk will be an outside hangar droid. I like the idea of a droid that is changed hands and been repainted a few times, maybe to hide it from its original owners, maybe even it was stolen at some... Okay, anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. First to the face. I have these plates I had laser cut, and they almost fit these remote-controlled tea lights that I bought for my daughter's Jawa eyes. If I file off some of the ribbing, I bet I can get these to stack up and hide the tea light inside. Oh, I have an idea for one of the eyes. I like the idea of my Gonk having a face and personality. I dismantle a lot of broken electronics. Some I break to dismantle. Okay, that works. If I stack up a few, I can hide the tea light and then another idea. I'm going to go to my bin of greeblies and scrap and laser prints, and I have a larger cutout circle in here and a camcorder lens that may fit into the larger hole with a little bit of sanding. If I stack this one on top, I can get the light from the tea light to shine through the eye. All right, let's see. What else do I have for the face? Juice lids. I have no idea what this is, but I like the look of it. All right, the tea light works good in these stacked up. I think I'm just going to have to stick with that. Let me sand it a little bit more. Then the bigger circle for the lens on top, maybe some greeblies on the side. This second layer panel, if I redesign it with a cutout in the center of clear acrylic, I might be able to get some of the light from the tea light to bleed through into this grate at the bottom.
quick modification in Inkscape and 2 minutes to cut. I've got to keep an eye on the time. I have to cut it out in acrylic and then in some of that failed hanger sign wood sheets. Crap, that's going to add another 2 minutes. Time to stack this all up with my altered clear acrylic layer to bleed some of the light in. All right, I gotta call that good for that eye. I am 17 minutes in and done almost nothing. All right, what to use for the face? I have these hard drive pieces. I have a small PVC box lid. That might work, but not much room for anything else. I have this bigger one. Let me unscrew this and see how this looks. I would like 2 eyes, if possible, on my face. I like it. I'm going with that. 25 minutes in, and I've got to just pick one and move on. Only 2 hours and some change left. I'm just going to use one of the laser cut greeblies I created for the other eye and see what else I want to do in a layout. I have a lot of circuit boards and vent greeblies. I'm just going to have to start gluing. 30 minutes or gone. I will glue and stack up and sand down the edges for the right eye. I don't have time to make this perfect. Curse my OCD. I'm going to add some Bondo putty and sand that. I just can't stop myself. Now to mask this off. It's going to take me a while to cut out for the mask. Ooh, if I drop in the offcuts, I can paint it without getting paint on the clear acrylic. The good thing about painting in the heat is things are drying really fast. All right, I spoke too soon. This is all still a bit tacky, but no time to wait. Everything is sticking to the wet paint. I'm going to glue the left eye together and do a bit of masking on part of the right eye to tie together the red color. Okay, that is going to just have to be done. The paint is still a little wet. I also shot the face with black paint outside. Time for the final layout. This is looking a little too busy. I found this sprinkler head. I had previously drilled a hole in the side, and I can feed wires from a circuit board into it and use that for the bottom of the face. All right, I'm calling this good. I have no time for second guesses. All right, what I'm doing here is I'm just scratching the surface, and I'm going to use super glue to attach everything. This isn't ideal for a secure grip, and if I have time, I will add some mechanical connections with holes and screws when I assemble everything later. So when I was outside to paint the face, I also shot the 2 storage containers with some of my warm caramel Mandalorian armor color. Remember, I can only use what I have on hand, so it's what I had. I want to add a few other colors, so I'm going to quickly mask this and add some white to the center. Then I'm going to use the ripped masking paper, and I will use that to add some rough edges of another color. I also added some toothpaste to the meeting edges, and I've got some royal blue that I will hit in some of the areas to make it look like it was once painted blue and then painted again. It isn't a dark blue like I wanted, but I can knock that back down with some weathering. I'm going to just roughly weather this with some spray paint here and there to give me a head start, and I have half a can of this stone texture spray paint. I'm going to hit the bottom edge with that to add some sand and grime look, maybe a rust texture, we'll have to see. I'm going to do a quick acrylic paint weathering with some washes out here because things are drying really fast and I need any advantage I can get. Bumped into the camera as I'm rushing around like a chicken with its head cut off. I think I like the idea of the bottom being rust. I'm going to go back inside for some more detail. I'm going to spend some time here and there and concentrate more on the front around the face area. I spent too much time weathering other places. I need to weather the face and add some rust drips and detail and weather a few of these other panels that I had laser cut. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm cheating because I'm using these panels and things that I cut out on the laser cutter prior to this build. But here is what I was thinking. If this was reality and I was working in the prop department for the show, don't you think they have tons of bins of stuff that they use and is at the ready for emergency builds just like this? I do, and I'm going to go with that. If I ever do get that call from Jon and Dave, we can argue then as to what really happens on set. But until then, you have to be okay with my reality of this challenge. All right, I added a bit of turpentine to some rub and buff and adding some chips of silver with a paintbrush for areas of paint where the bare metal was exposed. And this panel from an old audio player that I like the look of will probably go on top. I have to start drilling holes and assembling. I am running out of time, almost 2 hours, and I haven't even started the feet or legs. I'm going to paint in some more rust detail and some of my favorite paint pigment for dust and sand. Now, a quick side note. I watch a YouTube channel called Rebel Base Build, and James did a video about looking at weathering in the world around you. He's in England, and his weathered scenery was still beautiful. I am in California. Here is a photo for my rust inspiration. Crap, I am officially 2 hours in. I have 30 minutes left for the feet and the legs. My only thought is some of this PVC I bought for the sleeve in my helmet kebab base. I'm going to make that into legs and drill some holes into a 2x4 and screw it to the inside bottom. I'm going to drill one side a little bit deeper so my Gonk stands at a slant, because he's got that gangsta lean. I can't pull that off. I'm going to just glue those in with JB Weld. 6 minutes of dry time. I have 2 equal scraps of 2x4s. Those are going to be my feet after I jigsaw the sides and add some toes. I don't have time to sand, so I'm going to hit them with that texture paint to hide the wood, cut holes in the base for the feet, and screw that all in. No, I did not paint the bottom. I need the leg coverings, and the only thing I have is my shop vac hose. Crap, I wouldn't have to weather it. Yeah, alright. I need to order a new shop vac hose. That's not against the rules, right? Cannibalizing things that I have. I have 15 minutes left to weather these feet, add stickers, and if I can add some more greeblies, and this paint is still wet. Alright, it doesn't matter. I don't have time. I also have these acrylic laser cut pieces that have a close enough diameter hole. They overlap the point on the inside of the toe a little, but they're going to have to work. Super glue and weather. I only have 5 minutes left. I'm going to drill a hole in each foot and then into the side of my emergency Mando Gonk and feed some small corrugated wire tubing in there. So close. I had plans for stickers and adding some more exposed wires and a few more greeblies, but my timer ended right before I drilled the second hole into the side of my Gonk body. Technically, I failed. 2 hours and 33 minutes. But this challenge and my Mandalorian Gonk Droid is finished. I will leave you with some close-up detail photos and glam shots. If you like the video, please subscribe and tell a friend. As always, if you didn't, just keep it to yourself, and we'll see you next time as we try to finish something. Sorry, me again. I know there were a lot of pictures. I really like the way this came out, and I thought I would beat you to some of the questions. The greeblies. On the face, the left eye I cut out on the Glowforge. The right is a camcorder lens from a camcorder I took apart. And on the left cheek is a sprinkler head. The right, ear is the microphone with the windscreen removed from that same camcorder. The Wi-Fi antenna from that same player that I took the metal plate from on the back of my Gonk is the antenna on the front left. All right, I'm going away again. Thanks for watching.